What's up, Futaba?
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Hug! Well, this happened because I kept the calling card. Huggle. It's so late already. Is Sojiro still awake? I mean, Futaba, what you just did is you just made it so that we don't have to hide from Sojiro. We don't have to hide what we are and what we're doing from Sojiro anymore. And in the end, he accepted it. He accepted that we're the Phantom Thieves. So, yeah, we had some turmoil. I think she's still learning that conflict like this is not necessarily a bad thing, especially the way it turned out in this situation. Many Futaba hugs. You're doing okay. It's fine. Is Sojiro still awake? This is kind of awkward. Go home or he'll worry. I'm gonna go home. Night. Good night, Futaba. Huggy.
Let's do it.
Hope she does better soon. Bed.
Well then.
Let's call it a day and go to bed. Actually, wait. Do we have to? I bet we do. I bet we can't even leave.
Hey.
Yeah. I can see the fatigue on your face. Go to sleep already. Yeah, I would be fatigued too after that kind of confrontation, more like. Something we're gonna... Looks like we managed to avoid the worst possible situation, thankfully. And now we don't have to... worry about Sojiro catching us ever again, because he already did, and it did not end up in our worst fears. And you know what? Oftentimes, your worst fears will never come true, because the human mind likes to exaggerate in order to try to keep you safe from the worst possible outcome. In order to try to keep you safe, it catastrophizes so that you are always wary about the worst possible outcome. But humankind has, for a few centuries, been well past the sheer need for survival that primal part of the brain is always doing. Now, there's always situations where that survival comes into play, but it's not near as often as it was thousands of years ago, millions even, when we weren't as developed and we didn't know so much about how to survive in this world, and that most people now are living in societies where we're a bit more physically protected in a lot of ways than we used to be. Now, of course, that is not always true, and there's all sorts of dangerous things in the world still, but there's also systems in place and that sort of make it easier for most people to survive longer, and through more ordeals. So, you know, because we were able to develop all this stuff so quickly, our minds are still not really used to being as safe as we tend to be. So that manifests as the anxieties that we feel. Similarly, it's not as important as it used to be to connect with people so deeply, or connect with people and always be, like, basically social anxiety comes from that same survival mindset. And I've learned how to control mine. A lot of times it really just boils down to, it's not as life or death as it feels to get people to like you, or to not be the awkward one, or whatever, you know? Anywho. Go to bed. Let's call it a day and go to bed. Sleepy Durgan! No, don't throw us in the slammer. We didn't do it, dang it.
The speech given by Representative Masayoshi Shido, who may be forming a new party.
Also known as the biggest asshole in the universe.
We now resume our coverage of the Phantom Thieves, the suspects for Mr. Okumura's death and others. The police have designated the Phantom Thieves as the country's most wanted fugitives.
Poor
and have
Sojiro.
decided to reward anyone with information leading to the capture of the Phantom Thieves.
Oof.
Look. Those who provide information will be offered a reward of 30 million yen.
Jesus Christ. Sojiro could be rich, man.
And considering the high amount, it shows how extraordinary the situation has become. Reward money will be supplied by the police and the families of the victims. Further,
if I report you to the police and they arrest you, I supposedly get 30 million yen for it.
That's insane.
I hope you understand the situation you're in. Even people who didn't have an interest before will be on the lookout for the Phantom Thieves. And it'll happen every day, even at school. Why did this happen?
I didn't know what.
I see. Well, how do I put this? I'm sorry I didn't realize it. It's also my responsibility that this happened. All I can do now is give you shelter. Just don't become desperate and do something reckless, alright?
Alrighty. I know.
I won't sell you out. As long as you're here, there's nothing to worry about.
Sojiro's a really good person. A lot of people, especially because, you know, he's having to run this cafe in order to barely scrape by. People like him are exactly the kind of people that would, you know, he would be able to live a lot more... Actually, maybe he's just comfortable and used to the life he's living here. And maybe he'd rather not be able to give up this cafe job. Because it seems to be about all he's got left. In fact, I think he says something to that effect at some point during the game. So, it's... And also, you know, it just shows that he's a person with a lot of integrity.
I feel bad about what we've done to the chief. I'm responsible too.
Morgana hugs. It's okay, we're gonna get through this because we're an anime protagonist.
Did you see that reward? Perhaps we put too much pressure on them. With this, the Phantom Thieves have become public enemy #1.
Mahaha, I am such an evil asshole. Can you hear how evil asshole I sound right now? So much evil asshole in my voice right now. He even has like a super stereotypical evil laugh. Listen to that. My god.
That will be when their curtain falls.
Joke's on you. Your curtain's the one that's gonna be falling, motherfucker.
Hey, great.
Along with Shido's entirely. And you with him. I don't remember if we actually specifically deal with that guy, but, in dealing with Shido, we deal with him and everyone else that's working under him. I can't believe how big the bounty is. We should look for the Phantom Thieves ourselves. Akechi suggested they go to the school, right? Yeah, but let's not. There's been too many mental shutdowns as it is. It'd probably be the end of us if we start sniffing around now. But 30 million yen, man. Just let me dream a little. Yo, you see the news? I had braced myself for the possibility. Actually having a wanted notice out for us feels kinda weird. I'm not sure we're gonna get away this time. Our backs are truly against the wall now. Discussing it here won't do us any good, though. Let's talk more in person.
We're wanted now, and the reward's 30 million yen? What is this, a comic book? It feels so unrealistic, I can't help but laugh.
We're finally being treated as actual criminals.
Oof.
I'm positive now. Remember all of those what-ifs I mentioned before? All of this was truly set up. How President Okumura ranked first, the Fad before that, even Medjed. It was all to make the Phantom Thieves famous. On top of that, we were lured to target Okumura. Yeah, the enemy likely planned to lay the blame on us from the start, after we gained popularity.
Then what about everything we've done until now? Are the people whose hearts we changed and thought were corrupt actually not?
No, because of Yusuke and I. The Madarame and Kaneshiro cases were coincidental. Wasn't that the case with Kamoshida too? Considering what happened with the rankings, only the previous target would have been used to lure us.
What a cheap trick to use.
Cheap? It's nothing of the sort. There's the fake Medjed and the site's altercation. They might have even engineered the Fad around us. So much time and effort has been put into this. President Okumura probably wasn't their only target. Perhaps they intend to place all blame of past and future psychotic breakdowns on our group.
That's why I said we shouldn't jump into things so carelessly.
What, so this is my fault? Even you agreed to it in the end. And there was that thing with Haru at the time. How are we supposed to ignore that, huh?
I'm sorry. This was all because I one-sidedly decided that my father was a criminal.
No, it isn't, Haru. We all decided this together.
All I could think about was my fiancé. If I had only been able to cope with it more calmly.
Haru, that mindset comes from your victim mindset from being Okumura's daughter, okay? I promise you, it's not your fault. Many hugs.
Haru?
It's not Haru's fault. I should have spoken up too when Principal Kobayakawa died.
Damn it! This is bullshit! God! Fuck!
He's very angry.
Ryuji, taking out your frustration on things doesn't help anyone.
Yeah, but sometimes it's really hard not to do that. It's human, on. Hey.
What do you think? Why did we lose? What did we do wrong?
We didn't lose yet. Fuck, I don't know right now, I'd say.
It's probably because we weren't acting like ourselves.
Agreed. At the time, we only cared about the opinion of the general public.
And I think this here is supposed to be a, I mean, the thing is, Okumura was doing horrible things. And we probably freed a lot of people from a lot of pain. Although, did we, though? Because, let's be honest here, Okumura Foods, the people in charge were probably like him still. And considering Haru isn't really running the company yet, and that she doesn't plan to, I have a feeling they're still being abused similarly, because the people who are running the company right now are probably very similar to Okumura, so the more I think about it, yeah, it was maybe a bad idea, generally, but, well, we couldn't ignore Haru, we wanted to help her, and we did, so, yeah.
Yeah, that really is it. I was so caught up in making a name for ourselves. I'm such an idiot! I became a phantom thief because I hated those same kinds of adults!
To think we had begun clinging onto fame and a place to belong that our eyes had become clouded.
We were meant to be the righteous phantom thieves, but we lost sight of our original cause. I'm so irritated with myself. Makoto.
Makoto,
Damn
hug.
it.
Hug for everyone.
I know that we've been set up, and that I was a complete idiot too, but still, it's so damn frustrating! Of course I want to do something about this!
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be in deep water at this rate. However, we have no idea who we're up against, and whether they're an individual or an organization.
Furthermore, they must be in a position of power, or have powerful backers if they can go so far.
Are we really a match for this?
Should we end this now? I mean, things might get worse for everyone.
Hey, what should we do?
We haven't lost yet.
Yeah, running away with our tails between our legs is exactly what they want. We'd be dumping everything we stand for just to save our own asses.
I see.
I take back what I just said. I can't let it end like this. Absolutely not like this.
Looks like we're settled on what we want to do. All that's left is how we go about it. Yeah.
Makoto's normally the planned person, but it's very clear that she does not have a plan right now. And I don't blame her. This is quite the pickle.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, Ryuji.
About me yelling earlier.
It's all good, friend. I get it. Fuck, I get it.
Framed and the added bounty. It all felt like such bullshit. I lost it. I'm sorry.
I know how you feel, man.
You too? It is confusing. We're wanted criminals now. Maybe I haven't changed at all since that time we went up against Kamoshida.
Nah, dude, you have. I really do think he has. It's just, you know, it was really not an easy thing to deal with, that situation, so.
I wanted to be a Phantom Thief because I thought even someone like me could be a hero. It made me so happy to be depended on. Guess it all went straight to my head. I thought I could do anything if it was for justice. But that'd make me no different from our targets. I called them shitbags, but I must be the shittiest of shitbags. I can't even joke about it.
You gonna give up then?
You're right. I can start by changing who I am now.
Hell yeah. And that, see again, there's so much you can glean from this game that's positive and powerful in a good way.
Thanks. I feel like I can think straight now.
You're welcome, Ryoji. I love helping friendos out when I can.
Oh, I scared Haru and Futaba, didn't I?
Aw.
I'll have to apologize to them soon.
Aw.
See ya.
See you, Ryuji. I got a message from Ketchi-kun. He wants us to gather at LeBlanc tomorrow after school. Who does he think he is, trying to boss us around with that? You know what? Ryuji's already changed. He's trying to turn things around right now. Like, he used to never really apologize, remember? At least as far as I remember. He's already changing, he just doesn't realize it. And a lot of times it can seem like, especially if you end up making another mistake that is very similar to ones that you used to make, it can feel like you've gotten nowhere, but that's just one thing that happened in a sea of all sorts of other things that happened that may have gone in the exact opposite direction that the exact direction that you want to go, you know? So, anyway. I don't remember how many of these I read, so I'm just gonna read them all again. I got a message from Akechi-kun. He wants us to gather at LeBlanc tomorrow after school. Who does he think he is, trying to boss us around like that? Tomorrow? That's sudden. This is directly after the reward announcement. There must be a calculated reason for this too. Yeah, with Akechi, there's always a calculated reason. And we don't even know the extent of that yet. We won't for a while. Hoy. We'll be okay, right? We'll manage. We've always managed. Yeah, we're gonna overcome this together. Yee. That's the spirit, Haru! Ah! Regardless, I don't want anyone disturbing our peace anymore. Let's go about this calmly. Well, see you all tomorrow. Say ya,
crucial moment.
Indeed.
There's no point fretting about it now, though. Let's just stay calm and wait for tomorrow.
Heck ye. I believe in my friendos.
Okay.
Can't let things end here. We need to figure out who's behind everything. Question. Yes, I can. Can I go outside, though?
Hey!
Nope. Okay. Well, first, I'll talk to Morgana, I'll talk to Sojiro, and I'll probably do more coffee. Also, before I forget to mention it, I suddenly realized the past few episodes, I've not been making sure that I have personas for the confidants I've been doing. I forgot that for a bit. It's an easy thing to forget. So, I'm going to do my best to remember to always have, personas for the confidants I'm doing when I do, especially because I'm probably going to be focusing a lot more on those for the rest of the game. At least, in, after dungeon interims, because, but, yeah. We probably won't end up maxing too many more people, but, still.
Hey!
I'll be counting on you. I got this. I wouldn't have expected anything less from you. I knew making you our leader was the right call. Those two options seem a little bit ridiculous to me. Like, why would you say either of those? At least that's how I think about it. Sup, Sojiro? Did you say something? Sorry, I wasn't listening. Yeah, he's worried about us, or about Shido, Apple. Today's feature is about efforts being carried out to reveal the identity of the Phantom Thieves. Yeah, he's still worrying about us. We consulted a profiling expert for his analysis. He determined that they're either in their 20s to 30s, or in their 40s to 50s, or they could be high school students. At least they're off. We're so far off the mark. Were they even trying?
I'll just add this.
Funny. Bro, coffee! Yes! More SP caffeine! Well, you're awfully eager about this. The coffee bug it really bit you hard, huh? Oh, whatever. Alright, heading out to buy some cigs, man. So I can destroy my lungs. God damn it, Sojiro, stop smoking, please. We want you to be a healthy man. I love the smell of good coffee.
Yes! Alright.
The way you're drinking it makes it look delicious. Master Coffee. Looks like the chief's gentlemanly charms rubbing off on you. Yeah. We did it. Looks like you're at it again. How's it going? Here, I'll have a sip. Look, we've seen this so many times. Why am I not? Okay, here we go. Brazilian bourbon. Brazil produces the most. You know what? I keep forgetting. He has a specific like. Hold on. Can I log right now? No. But he has a specific... I just remembered... I'm remembering things that I've forgotten for a while today. It's kind of interesting. There's a specific blurb that leads into each of these coffee descriptions. He says, this particular taste profile or what have you, it's a blah. And then the trivia happens. So I'll try to remember, because I'm surely going to make more coffee for the rest of the game. There's no way I'm not. On nights like this, where I can't do anything else, now that I've got everything maxed out, I will just make coffee. Because I know that, unless I know that I need lockpicks, specifically, because I don't really use the other tools, I don't think I really will end up using them much more anyway. Anywho. Brazilian bourbon. Brazil produces the most coffee in the world. Their beans are known to be of high quality, have balanced acidity, and a bitter finish. Brazilian bourbon is only produced in small quantities, so it is rare within Brazil. Even within Brazil, wow. It has a notably soft sweetness and clean finish. Delicious. I did it! I'm impressed, though you'll never catch up to me. Watch me, old man. Watch me. I like your coffee. I'm overjoyed to have a confident apprentice. Allow me to act as your lead for a little longer. I will. For the rest of the year. Especially because I'm going to continue consistently making coffee whenever we're trapped in the house like this. So unless, of course, we need lockpicks, which will not be very often. Oh boy.
An issue in which criminals do whatever they want under the name of justice cannot be left alone. Only now does the government speak of taking countermeasures. But their actions are too little, too late. The government as it stands has been left behind the times. It is obsolete. We don't have to go down with a sinking ship. We have the power to change this.
Down with a sinking ship, eh? That line is thematically tied. That line thematically ties into his dungeon quite well. Of course. Interesting.
Let us end this chaos through my hands and yours.
He's a politician of the ruling party, isn't he?
I heard they're splitting up to form a new party, so an election might come before the year's end.
I'm gonna vote this time for sure. This man has my support.
You haven't voted until now? That's problematic as a member of society, you know.
Politics just never interested me before. But this politician seems pretty amazing. He's passionate and thinks of the future. I mean, someone like that should be prime minister. I'm definitely voting for him.
Well, I suppose that makes sense, since the other politicians seem so unreliable.
So why is... I think it does... I think they do touch on why, but why are people clinging to Shido so much?
When you say that you want
I think it's similarly to why so many people cling to Trump in America, actually, the more I think about it.
That's a good question. But might I have a cup of coffee first?
Quit effing around!
Please keep this short.
There's a bounty for information in addition to the arrest warrant. Those are quite desperate measures. I'm referring to Sai-san's actions. I assume all of you were at your wits' end as well. She must be considerably vexed if she's gone that far. Make headlines with the arrest warrant, then use incentives to get testimonies. It's not a bad method.
The police have nothing on us. There's no way they can make an arrest.
True. I'm the only one who's ascertained your true identities. However, the groundwork for fabricating testimonies and concocting a culprit are underway.
We don't care about that self-gratification. Get on with it.
I'll be blunt. I'm thinking of triggering a change of heart in Sai-san. I've already discovered that she has a palace.
Makoto hug.
Huh? Really?
See, the moment he said that, she looked down in a way. You know, it's very subtle, but there's, like, if you really study everyone's character models during these cutscenes, there's always these subtleties that really make everyone feel alive. And, God, this game's so good.
Is this to prevent the investigation agency's recklessness?
Precisely.
Still, there's no need to change her heart just for that.
Indeed. It's hard to believe that a single person can fabricate all that.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. What if I told you that those around her would turn a blind eye to false evidence?
You saying the police would do such a thing?
It seems they're more trusted than I thought. Their priority is settling the situation. They don't care who the supposed culprit is.
No!
They're completely rotten.
My objective is to find the true culprit.
See, now, Anger Ryuji, you know? So many cool subtleties.
However, the current situation is extremely bad.
If worst comes to worst, someone unrelated will be set up as the culprit, huh?
Our only solution to this is to make Sai-san come to her senses. If she's in her right mind, she can stop this situation. Her sense of justice wouldn't allow it.
So that's why...
The truth will be covered up, and an innocent civilian's life will be destroyed. I can't allow such a thing to happen. My own ethics won't stand for it.
Or, well, the ethics that you're very good at pretending you have.
I mean, I guess I can understand how you feel.
And changing Sai-san's heart will be to protect her as well.
How do you mean?
If the true culprit were to learn that she's responsible for the investigation, what would happen? I'm certain they'll aim for her life. She's the perfect target to place blame on the Phantom Thieves. So how about it? Will you agree to my plan?
Even though you're particular about being just, you're willing to get your hands dirty?
It can't be helped in order to ascertain the truth. There is also one more merit in changing Sai-san's heart. She'll be a fine warning to others not to meddle with you any further. They can't go public if someone in the investigation has a change of heart. It'd show their corruption. All that's left from there is for me to discover the identity of the true culprit.
What do you mean?
You're gonna tell us to announce our disbandment once the real culprit is arrested, aren't you?
As expected from Anijima. So, what do you say? I don't think it's a bad deal for either of us.
Makoto, what's your take on all this?
It's a well-made plan. It even takes putting an end to our team into consideration.
I'm flattered to hear that.
Why are you willing to do all this, Akechi-kun? Why do you seek justice?
Because of sickening human beings. Yes. My contempt for such people drives my sense of justice. It isn't some grand reason like society's sake or some lofty ideal. It's simply an absurd grudge. And extremely personal.
Dude.
You know, doesn't he remind you of us?
Yeah, at least the way he's presenting himself, because it's interesting because his motivations do stem from similar ways. It's just that he's not being honest at all about what his true intentions are, but his reasons for them are actually pretty similar to us. They've just been taken to such an extreme. Let's just say it'll be really interesting to discuss the implications of what he does later when he does those things later. True.
Yeah, like how some disgusting adult pissed him off.
Yep.
We're similar, hmm? Maybe that's why I thought that I could ask this of you all. Won't you cooperate with me on the mission to change Sai-san's heart?
We don't have a choice.
Thanks. I was actually rather worried there.
He's very good at building rapport. Oi.
This mission can't succeed without your cooperation, after all.
The Phantom Thieves will be disbanded, and everything will work out. I pray it does.
Mako-chan. I'm
Makoto
okay.
Huggle.
I never brought it up until now, but the reason I joined the Phantom Thieves is because I wanted to change my sister's heart. I was hoping I wouldn't have to resort to it, though. I've also known for quite some time that she has a palace.
Why didn't you tell us?
It was too selfish of a reason. Though I was too scared to look any further into it on my own.
Why don't we try going there now to scope the place out? A lot of this will be new to me, so I'd like to get myself accustomed to it too.
I'm sorry, I actually have plans today.
I see. That's unfortunate.
I bet she doesn't. She
Your
just.
sister about this?
Actually, does she? I don't know.
Of course not. It's just
You seem awfully evasive today. Is something the matter?
I just can't make time today.
Makoto hug.
Let's call it a day then, and resume this tomorrow.
I'm sorry, everyone.
I'm trying to remember why she does this. I think it might just be she has to deal with it mentally before she feels like she can do this, maybe.
Wasn't Makoto acting a bit weird?
Yeah, I don't remember why she does this. So I'm interested to find out again. Unless they don't actually, like, explain. But I think the game does. They wouldn't just leave something like this as a dangling plot thread. And all of a sudden she's back and doesn't explain what happens. I'm pretty sure that doesn't... that isn't what happens, but I just don't remember this. But it's probably just the top option right here. This is about her sister.
Well, I guess that can't be helped. Regardless, it all starts tomorrow. I hope this goes well.
Like, it's probably that simple. I just hope they explain it. Speaking of Sai-san...
Palace? In me?
Yepers.
Not only that, Goro Akechi? Then the Phantom Thieves targeted me as per his advice?
Yeples.
And he had already experienced the metaverse by the time of the Okumura case? That can't be. I mean, he never said a word. Although, his attitude did change suddenly around that time. Akechi-kun kept quiet about the most important details, and my own sister may be a phantom thief? If this is all true, I was out of the loop the entire time I led the investigation. What a joke. So you became convinced of another's existence through the 2 mental shutdown cases. And if you were apprehended while falsely accused of those crimes, that villain would still be loose. That's why you targeted me? Not for your own preservation?
That's not all.
No. If this villain does exist and is setting up your group, I would be targeted next. Did Makoto come up with that speculation? Perhaps I'm overthinking things. Hey! You need to keep your focus. It seems you're completely worn out, but the look on your face isn't one of defeat. Why is that?
I'm not alone.
I'm amazed. It seems you can still talk. When you were arrested, a man at the scene told you that you were sold out, correct? Those words normally hint at the existence of a traitor. However, if your story till now is true, one reason can be concluded. It's frustrating to admit, but at a certain point... No, most likely from the start. I was a mere puppet.
Psy-hug.
Someone set up only to bear responsibility later. Someone intended your arrest, and the minimal staff directly involved were in their pocket. And if that's the case, true integrity would side with you.
There she goes. Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm jumping to conclusions. I don't believe your story yet. There's something I need to confirm with you. Was a change of heart triggered in me? What happened in the time between entering my palace and your arrest? Tell me everything.
Summary of the story up to this point has been updated. To read, press triangle to open the menu, then select story from under the system option.
What's this favor you need? It's late already. We'll be going to Nijima's palace, so I want to look into her. Things like her work ethic and relationships. It doesn't matter whether it's public or private. Those would help us come up with countermeasures in case we hit a roadblock in her palace. I can look up more, you know. Stuff like her repertoire of underwear.
Why would a 15-year-old girl think like that? You know why I think it is? Probably because she spends so much time on the internet. Like, accidentally coming across porn and risque things is the easiest thing to do on the internet, so she's probably a little mentally corrupted because of that shit, like me. Hell, I was way before 15. God.
A girl shouldn't say things like that. You tell her too.
That's impressive.
Don't fall for it. Also, I may be overthinking it, but my voice...
Your voice?
Ow!
What about your voice? Interesting.
Same as always.
Let
me finish first. There's something else we want you to look into.
Yep, see, we don't remember that either. Because we need to have a big reveal. I'm not sure I really agree with this plot device that's being used here. I don't actually remember what all it entails right now, but yeah. Now for today's train news. First off, the investigation team has announced new progress in the search for the Phantom Thieves. Secondly, the opposition party has submitted a vote of no confidence regarding the current cabinet. That, along with legislator Shido's plan for a new party, has sparked fears of governmental disbandment. Tongue twister. Governmental disband. I can't even say it right. Okay. Governmental disbandment. There we go. Where are we meeting today? Oh, right. We were never told where to meet up. At the courthouse. Where's that? Hint, the government office district. Kasumigaseki. Indeed. Oh, I've heard of that place. Never been there, though. Me neither. It's not somewhere normal people usually go. Whoa, just looking at the map is impressive. The police department, Ministry of Justice, Public Prosecutor's Office, and Public Security. The diet building is right near there, too. For real? What kind of scary place are we going to? We won't get caught, right? Yeah, if we get caught there, we're probably fucked. According to Akechi-kun, our identities haven't been discovered yet. So we are just going to plunge headfirst into enemy territory. Yeah, pretty much. But we always do in games like this. Don't worry, Yusuke. It will work out because we're protagonists in a shonen anime, basically. Has anyone contacted Akechi? We're gonna meet him here. We're gonna meet him there. Be on guard, everyone. We'll be heading into a lion's den. Okay.
So this is the courthouse. You can tell it's a revolting building just by looking at it. Let's hurry up and get started. Akechi, what did you find out?
I rarely get to see Sai-san directly, but I figured out her course of action. On the 20th, an investigation will likely be done at Shujin Academy, as well as the Sakura residence.
For real?
Then that means our time limit is November 20th.
Still, there will be quite a bit of red tape involved. I doubt it'll take place before the 20th.
We'll take your word. For now, we need to focus on infiltrating her palace.
I concur. And we should probably get going soon. After all, People like us standing around here is quite unnatural. Well then.
That's...
Huh? What about my smartphone?
Futaba's ultra tech nerd powers are coming back.
This is the model I wanted.
You're
so lucky.
This is too mood whiplashy for me. It's funny, I enjoy this, but I feel like this is the wrong time to do comedy things all of a sudden. Oh well.
I'm so sorry. Until recently, Futaba was actually well...
It's okay. Sai-san told me the gist.
Oh, right. Akechi-kun, it may be best if you exchange contact info with everyone, too. Not just me.
That's true.
Ooh.
She's enamored.
I'll send everyone's contacts to you later.
Thanks.
I feel her, though. New tech is...
We get along.
To me as well.
I'll do my best.
You've got a good personality and good looks? Talk about cheating.
Futaba, you have both as well, damn it, I promise you. You just don't think you do. And you're also developing the personality part in a way that more people are going to be able to tolerate well. But frankly, I'd probably get along fine with someone like her. Mostly because I get her, I understand. We're going to be socially awkward because we don't socialize enough yet. We're still working on that. Because I'm very similar to her in the shut-in way. And the tech nerd way.
Praising you, I believe.
And the gamer way, for sure.
Then shall we get started?
We need to figure out what Makoto Sis thinks this courthouse is, right?
I often hear her call it a place of competition in which she must always win.
Yeah, which is, I think, the main source of her distortion is that expectation of herself. Also, this scene is beautiful. I love the sunrise over there. God, these artists deserve fucking medals. And the voice actors. I love this game. It's so beautiful.
A competition, huh? That sounds like Sai-san.
It'd be unbearable if we were put on trial for a reason like that. Although, a competition means it's a match of some sort. Might it be a martial arts ring?
Conditions have not been met.
Then perhaps a stadium?
Conditions have not been met.
There are other competitions besides fighting and sport.
Gambling, then.
Futaba always on the nose because she's fucking smart.
How about a racetrack for horses? Other than that, there's pachinko, but does that count as gambling?
It's interesting that she brings that up because I learned from a YouTube video not too long ago that pachinko is kind of Japan's, like, it's basically like, it's sort of like skirting the bounds of gambling because basically, I'm trying to remember, you can win, I think you can win some, like, you can win, like, these tickets that you have to go to a different place in order to exchange them for your winnings. And because it works that way, it doesn't count as gambling by Japan's law. And so they're able to basically have legal gambling in the form of pachinko machines over there, which is very interesting.
We played cards during the school trip.
Conditions have not been met.
What else is there?
It must be a casino.
I find it interesting that Makoto, I mean, yes, she's her sister. She'd have the most insight into her sister's mindset, but it's just, I wonder what her process is. To be like, it's gotta be a casino. Why would she think that? I really wonder why she would be, maybe just because she thinks alike to her sister. Maybe really that's all that is needed for that kind of,
I definitely see Sai-san in you.
I wouldn't, yeah, I don't know if that's too tactful to say right now, Akechi. Makoto hug.
Well, it's time we head in then.
Beginning navigation.
And beautiful anime cutscene.
right past there and keep a low profile.
That's it, huh? What's going on here?
We are looking at the courthouse, aren't we?
Seems like it.
Let's go. Right.
And we're full circle. Though not quite yet, because we have to go through the whole place before we get to that part.
Courthouse is a casino.
Everywhere else seems to be a normal cityscape.
Isn't that...
The police station, yes.
I didn't know that the station and the courthouse were next to each other.
Our attire hasn't changed. That must mean we aren't considered threats or hostiles yet.
Right. Areas outside her courthouse palace must not be worthy of her attention. Wait, I always look like this. I'm special. Besides, I can't do anything in my cat form.
The police station's also part of her work area, though. Whenever arrests are made for her cases, I've brought her food and belongings when she was sent on loan to the police.
We got no business with the cops, right? This might be the metaverse. I don't want to go in a station.
That reminds me. He'll need a code name too.
Code name?
Phantom thieves can't go around using the real names, right? It ain't cool either.
Just for reference, what is everyone else's?
Skull.
Mine's Fox.
We pretty much decided on them with how we look, didn't we?
What is it, Haru?
Oh, it's nothing.
Then perhaps Karasu will be best for me. You know, like a raven.
Wait, I don't get it. Wait, what is Haru's again? Noir, right? Is she embarrassed because hers isn't anything about how she looks? I don't get it. Why is she acting embarrassed there? If you know, friends, let me know.
Are your clothes all black or something?
No, they're bird-like.
The reverse, actually. If our codenames are to hide our identities, wouldn't that be better?
It's interesting because, well... his actual metaverse thing, you know, when he's not putting on a facade so hard that his persona changes. Spoilers. It is black, so interesting. I didn't catch that the first time. Or the second time. I wouldn't have caught it the first time I played this game because I hadn't known about, you know, him, but the second time I don't know if I caught that, although I don't remember a lot of things about this game. Anyway.
Karasu. He'd be the only Japanese-sounding one.
Yeah, if Futaba had her way, he wouldn't be, though. Because then Fox would be called Inari.
Why not go with Crow instead?
There we go.
Alright. From here on out, you're Crow.
Got it.
Now then, let's head into the courthouse.
It's interesting how we don't have everyone actually tell their names. I still don't get why Haru got embarrassed there. Let me know, friends. That is business as usual. First off, we'll need to find an infiltration route.
Let's do
it. I love this song, by the way.